Coach, thanks for joining. Coach Brannen, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win. We'll get your opening thoughts on the game, then we'll open up to questions, please.
We're really proud of our guys' effort. Obviously the end is the end, but we're in tournament play, so that really doesn't matter. Bottom line is you advance. And, SMU, I thought really came out, really played well at the beginning of the game. Had a purpose about them, and I was concerned with that because they're obviously well coached and talented. We were able to sustain our effort and be able to kind of take their punch. We switched to zone. I thought that was pretty effective. We were able to get some stops and get out in transition. I thought our guys did a good job on 50-50 balls overall. And obviously when you build a lead like that, we're young and we didn't handle the pressure very well. And there's really nothing you can run at that point. You just kind of got to go make plays without trapping and things like that. And obviously a lot of physical contact was going on out there. So I told the guys we'll get better either in Indianapolis during the time off we have or next year in terms of our what happened at the end of this game. We got to move on to Wichita immediately.
Okay, same deal for questions. Just use the raise hand feature if you can in the chat. We'll start with Chad Rendell from Bearcat Journal, please.
Coach, in a radio studio today, not at Kings Island. Did you kind of get a feel that you were going to be able to push tempo a little bit in this game with Mikey and Micah and kind of make it an up and down game against a team that hadn't played in 32 days?
Well, Chad, we tempo-wise, we're the fastest offensive team in the league, so that's what we do. We've been a little more selective probably in the last few games, but you're not going to slow Mike Saunders down even if you want to, which I don't want to. And you're not going to slow down those guys running and getting in the break. And my thing is now we're making better decisions. We're playing off 2 feet. We're getting to the line. Our assist totals are high. So we're just, when we do that in transition, we're being better in it. How had that anything to do with SMU's layoff? I mean, I didn't factor that in. I'm sure there was some effect to that because I know we went under a layoff as well. So I respect that, but I didn't just make any game planning based on it.
Go next to Sam Blum with the Dallas Morning News, please.
Yeah, you just mentioned, obviously, you guys went through that layoff. I'm curious, when you guys went on that long run, I mean, would you kind of see the effects of it having, obviously coached through a layoff and when SMU kind of struggled there? Do you think that was kind of part of that?
Did I see the effects of?
Them maybe not playing for over a month, when you guys went on.
I think, no, certainly. I think that, some guys probably missed some shots and weren't right. It's just, the game's a rhythm sport. It's not a, bang your head, it's a rhythm sport. So they were probably out of rhythm because of that. I don't think there's any question. I know what that looks like and feels like. And, it's just, unfortunately in tournament play, you don't get a chance to get your legs back underneath you.
Take the next one from Dan Tortora, please.
Coach, just what you could say about playing in such a unique year and how you've navigated through it and how it's affected coaching and affected the student athletes, and then what you can say about gutting this one out against a team that was off for more than a month.
Well, Dan, we'll have to have a long time to answer that question because it's just been, what our young men have gone through. I mean, it's one of the guys that mentioned who had opted out and came back mentioned to me confinement almost. Like, afterwards they go back and they're kind of confined. And think about being in your house for the quarantine during the beginning of the pandemic this time last year, but not having your family around. You just walk a little bit in their shoes. What they're doing right now is just unbelievable. We walked in the locker room, I thought there was going to be a bunch of stuff for them. I mean, I think the NCAA should step up and give these guys. I mean, it's amazing what they're doing to represent our league, represent our university, and represent the NCAA. And I got a tremendous amount of respect for it and gratitude to them. I'm not confined. My assistants aren't confined, but our student athletes are. And from a coaching standpoint, I've had to adjust a great deal in terms of our approach and the way we do things, which in turn affects outcome. But I'm not the only one going through it. Everybody in the country is. So I do think veteran teams have an advantage, but I do like the way we're playing right now. But it's something that is indescribable. We don't have a playbook for it. I can use all the sayings and everything, the new norm, all that stuff. The bottom line is our young men should be given a ton of credit across the country for the mental focus and toughness that they've showed during this.
We'll take the next one from Justin Williams, please, from the Athletic.
Coach, you mentioned that switch into zone. Was that a product of them not being a big three-point shooting team, or was it more specifically something you saw with the way they were playing to start the game?
I think it's a strength of ours. I think they are a good three-point shooting team. I think they're an outstanding offensive basketball team. It's just, you know, the zone is turning to be a strength of ours here late in the season. And it was again tonight.
Take the next one from Brent Young, please.
Hey, Coach. 19 assists on 23 made buckets and 44% from long range. How do you think the offense is looking right now?
You know, I think the offense is continuing getting better. You know, that's what we do. We share the ball. You know, most of our games are high assist games. I like to get lower turnover games to make us get the opportunity to get more shots up. That's who we are. You know, we're not an ISO team, we're not a one-on-one team. We're a share it, you know, make shot, dribble, penetrate, open the floor up. And when we don't do that, we don't cut, and we don't look very good. The teams that have more of a, you know, a positionless offense like we do, they look good when they're moving the ball and there's player movement, ball movement, and you don't look very good at all when there's not, because, you know, we're not running a play every time down. We're just kind of putting them in spots and letting them use their talents and abilities to play off each other. And we basically play 4 guards. Davenport's basically a guard. And, you know, I like the way the guys are playing. They're playing with a tremendous amount of confidence, and they're playing with a tremendous amount of trust right now, Brent, in each other.
Okay, we take a couple more. We'll go to Steve Lansdale next, and then Justin Williams. Steve, you're up.
Coach, I was wondering what you thought of sort of the game within the game, the matchup between Saunders and Kendrick Davis.
Well, I mean, obviously Kendrick Davis is a guy who's been doing it for years in the league. Mike's, you know, a freshman. You know, Kendrick is, you know, leads the league in assist to turnover ratio, assists at 35 points. This is the third guard that's had 30-something points on us here this season, in the last month of the season. Mike Saunders is going to be, he'll be that guy as the years go on. I think he's got a chance to be one of the elite point guards in the league. He's certainly a guy that's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence, and we have a tremendous amount of confidence in him. So I know what he can do, and I would put him up against anybody in the league. But you know, Kendrick Davis is an outstanding player and showed it again tonight.
Okay, we'll take the last one from Justin Williams, please.
But you mentioned those last 6 minutes, you're not going to put too much stock into it just because being, you know, single elimination everyday tournament. But what can you use from that moment to take into the Wichita State game, knowing that they probably saw it as well?
But you're going to ask me, aren't you? So even though I said yeah, I mean, you know, don't hope for fouls. You know, go make plays. There's no real press offense you can do. There's just run around trapping. You got to get the ball in the middle of the floor and attack, and you know, be strong with the basketball and attack, and make good decisions. And bottom line is, we didn't really do that, but we have a lot more to prepare for based on that. I mean, Wichita State's going to press us. That's what they do, and that's what they do. We got to be ready for it. But the fact that it took place in the last 6 minutes of the game, and we've already played 20+ games and been in this league 2 years now, I don't think that those 6 minutes are going to change anybody's game plans.
Coach Brannen, congratulations on the win and advancing. We'll see you back tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.